So we're always talking about all the different types of clients. And today we want to focus on lead generation and how to onboard a lead generation client successfully, quickly, so they can start getting those really awesome leads as soon as possible.
Welcome to the Happy Clients Podcast, brought to you by Dot and Company. Whether you're a virtual assistant, an agency owner, or a client-facing account manager, we all deal with clients. Lucky for you, client management is what we do best. Now, let's dig in, chat cam life, and have some fun along the way. Cheers to happy clients.
Lead gen is one of my favorite niches, actually. It's where I started in digital marketing. Yeah. I think it's such a fun way to see results quickly. And whenever we get the chance to talk about lead gen or work with lead gen clients, I just find it super rewarding and fun. And over the years, Katie and I and the team at Dot have perfected the onboarding flow for lead gen clients. So we want to dig right into that and kind of show you how we work in terms of onboarding.
And just, I guess, as a preface, I also really like lead gen too. It's really satisfying, and it's just to like go in and even look at results and you can see, and then you also can, the other end of it is like, here, we're giving you all these qualified leads. And then, then it's empowering for your client to go and like follow up with those leads and keep it going. And then when they do make sales and purchases, I don't know, it's like a real team effort. And it's really great to kind of see those leads turn into sales and really be productive in that way.
Exactly. So let's jump over to our lead generation onboarding document. So we're going to walk through two things. And if you're listening to the podcast, hopefully you can follow along. But if not, check out the YouTube version. So when it comes to lead gen, an onboarding document is really important. And we use this across all of our clients. So firstly, you want to talk about the overview and the scope with the client. So in this document, we have things like the client name, the client contact, links to the Google Drive, campaign dates, links to the Facebook page, website, landing page software, et cetera, et cetera. It's kind of high level access scope document.
The thing is, lead generation needs quick turnaround. People are really dependent on getting these leads coming through and can even sometimes be antsy. So when you're a client account manager, you really want to turn those around and just have all the information as soon as you can, so you can actually just be that much quicker in setting up ads and getting things rolling.
100%. Yeah. So when it comes to the campaign section, we want to be getting access to their ad account. We want to understand what we're actually selling for the client. So what's the unique selling point? What's the price and the offer? What does the full funnel look like? What are the offers, objectives, CPA? How often are we going to be sending reports? The budget, the target audience. So kind of this overall really understanding who these clients are that we're targeting. And then moving into creative, the next section. So the brand guidelines, imagery, videos, fonts, all that fun stuff.
So these are all super important when you're launching ads, because you really want to make it super custom for each client that you have going through the agency. So you want to make sure that their brand guidelines, their assets, everything really represents their brand and their business very well. So having these assets just really contribute to a really great ad that you can put forward and is totally on brand, making the client super happy. And again, the more information you have up front, the better.
Exactly. And I really like having this document as something to refer back to. So the team, if you're working with a copywriter or a graphic designer or the ad strategist, you have everything in this one document, from targeting to creative to budget. Everything is just in one document. So I really like having this. And then next, when it comes to lead gen, is the onboarding checklist. So if you haven't downloaded our free checklist, definitely grab that, dotandcompany.co/checklist. You'll be able to download this exact flow. But it's important to have inside of your project management software a checklist. So if you bring on a new lead gen client, you know exactly what has to happen for this client. So one of the tasks, for example, is building out this onboarding briefing document that we just reviewed. So having that in a checklist, making sure that their invoice is paid, sending that we are live email to the client, kickoff call, what the kickoff call needs to look like. Having everything in one checklist is really, really helpful when it comes to lead gen, and it just makes the process that much smoother.
The checklist is so important. It really keeps things on task. And that's really important with lead gen because these can sometimes come in hot and fast. They can come in sort of in clusters and all of a sudden you're onboarding like 10 in 1 week or something like that. And keeping it on track can be definitely beneficial when you have this checklist. It makes it super easy. And then also things seem to, like I said, that turnaround seems to be a little bit quicker, which is always well received.
Yes. So Katie, you've worked a lot in lead gen over the last couple of years, and I have as well. But why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience? Because you were working in a super scalable model where you were onboarding, what was it, 10 to 20 clients a week or a month?
Totally. So it was, well, I guess if we even rewind it back and to be where we started, there were a couple months where it was like 2 a month, maybe. And it definitely was rolling in slow. But then I do find once we got all the key components together, that even includes like the salespeople bringing in, these clients for us to launch ads for. And then also a really great system in terms of receiving their information, doing those onboarding checklists in Asana, getting, invoices paid next, then we really were able to move fast and scale really quickly. So that translated into something that was really quick pace, really fast. And so the agency was actually able to onboard up to, by the end of it, it was like they had 70 clients. Like it was insane. And their goals were to get even more. So the scalability of something like this is huge. Lead gen ads can be launched pretty quickly, which is great. And then kind of seeing those results is always exciting too. So we had the checklist and we banged out all those Asana tasks. And then we also had some follow-up tasks too. So it was like early results and then 1 week update and hey, your ads are coming in. How are the leads on the other end? Like we wanted to know that too. Like you can get a bunch of leads on Facebook and the number in Business Manager actually looks really good, but we need to know both sides. So we would always be asking them follow up as well, how many leads are coming through, and then we can kind of calculate our results based on that as well. So I think the sort of sweet spot when I was working in that account with lead generation, the sweet spot was getting the systems in place that worked really well, that allowed us to move quickly. And then kind of having the content. This was a pretty niche market. So the photos and the imagery and the content could actually, all that could be used for different clients. So that is, I guess, a little bit of a special sort of circumstance here, but make sure that everything was available to us so we could launch quickly. And then that client's business could be up and running within days sometimes. We would say 14 days, but that usually turned into 3 to 5, which was insane. So everybody seemed really happy and things were up and running really quickly. So once we had those practices in place, it really went really smoothly.
Love that. And you use this exact checklist. I mean, modified to the agency a bit, but like it worked.
Yeah.
Onboarded 70 clients.
It worked. And we had other team members. So there was operations people that would kind of do the admin work at the beginning. We'd be heavy on the onboarding. We'd do the welcome call. We would do sort of those early steps and then, tag in the internal team for media buying, like ready for ads. Here's everything you need. They were very receptive to the way in which we gave them things. So it was always like a Google link or a Dropbox or something that we could give them, they could easily pull from. So it was organized in a really great way. And then it just allowed the agency that we were working with to scale really quickly, but then all of their clients to also scale really quickly, which means happy clients and those lifelong relationships, which every agency wants.
Love that. You crushed it.
Love that.
Awesome. Well, if you're a agency owner who is heavy in the lead gen space or getting into it, definitely make sure you download our checklist or reach out if you are looking for help with client management. We know a lot about the space. We love working with lead gen agencies, so don't be shy. Reach out.
Can't wait.
Thanks so much for listening into another episode of the Happy Clients podcast. Until next time,
cheers to happy clients.